What's up, you beautiful Redditors? Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. Welcome to the RNEWS morning show. And let's just jump into it. From r/news. Exclusive: Georgia doctor who forcibly sterilized detained women has been identified. If this is not followed by, gotten indicted for 1 count of felony assault for each woman involved, then we have another assault on law and order. That's not even justice. He's committing ethnic cleansing. Compulsory sterilization is recognized internationally as a crime against humanity. He and those who authorize it need to be handed over to the United Nations to be tried in their international tribunals. This is greater than United States law. Ding ding ding. Yes, they are committing ethnic cleansing in concentration camps in the USA in 2020. I hope concentration camps and ethnic cleansing rings a bell for all those people who say comparing this current government to fascists and Nazis is going too far. It literally isn't. Yeah, sure, the Nazis killed 11 million people, but they had to start somewhere. The USA is headed down this path, shielded by the R card. The pro-life spin will require exceptional mental gymnastics. If you force a hysterectomy, then she can't have an abortion later. Holy crap, you did it! I hadn't considered that circular argument. If you force a hysterectomy, concentration camp guards don't need to worry about pregnancies. We are at the forced sterilization of minorities in detainment camps stage of fascism. If this upsets you, remember to get out and vote November 3rd. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics. Kamala Harris said Biden administration would decriminalize marijuana. Honestly, CO resident here, if the marijuana businesses could just use banks, that would help a lot. It's pretty much cash only right now. It's like the movies you see of the counting rooms in Vegas. Fellow CO resident, I still can't smoke because I do contract work for the feds. This would make a huge difference in my quality of life. Hunter S. Thompson said something along the lines of life without weed is like a drink without ice. They can't use banks. What? Edit. You know what, guys, after the 1 millionth reply, I do think I understand they only take cash. Also, just Venmo me if you want to be annoying and think it's funny. You'll get more attention that way. Face with rolling eyes. It's federally illegal. Banks are federally regulated. How do they pay employees? Question mark. With cash. And weed. Like a lot of weed. This guy weeds. This big takeaway here is expunging all marijuana convictions. This will immediately repair a lot of lives. Just make it legal already. I live in a legal state and can't because of my job. Meanwhile, I have hardcore alcoholics for CO workers. We are really going to ignore her California record on this. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/World News. Steve Bannon is behind bogus study that China created COVID. I like the same Steve Bannon that was recently arrested for felony-level fraud. Petition to lock this garbage pile of a human away forever. He's constantly doing nothing but trying to cause chaos and destroy democracy. Edit. Talking about Steve Bannon, not you, skibidi bop. Steve Bannon is probably the closest thing we have to a real-life Scooby-Doo villain. He's a henchman. The real villains are the billionaires that fund him. If Steve didn't exist, they'd just pay someone else to do the same crap. How do they even get a photo like this? Does Bannon pose for photos with a jet black background? Or is he just captured here with an appropriately evil backdrop? Color me surprised, by which I mean, color me the exact opposite of surprised that the study claiming China created COVID ended up being bullcrap. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics. Trump blames Biden, who isn't president, for not instituting mask mandate. To be clear, I am not currently president, Biden wrote moments later. But if you chip in now, we can change that. The guy with the bigly brain ignores the fact that there is nothing stopping him from instituting the mask mandate now. Yes, there is. He doesn't know what mandate means. I would never go on a date with a man. Sure, he does. He'd want nothing more than to go on a mandate with Kim Jong-un or Daddy Vladdy. Yeah, he didn't demand liberations of lockdowns and mask wearing via Twitter. Trump has hinted the pandemic response at every turn possible. This man is a monster. It's Biden's fault. Once again, Trump is blaming others for not doing his job. I guess all the Trump-supporting MAGA cult should vote for Biden. After all, it is what Trump would. 1. A Republican president with a majority Republican Senate depends on the decisions of a Democrat for medical policies. Who would have seen this coming? To be clear, I am not currently president, is making me laugh real hard for some reason. You know what's freaking sad? Trump supporters would believe this. The forest fires, the poor management of this pandemic, riots, or high unemployment, are somehow Biden's fault. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Biden receives endorsement from Scientific American magazine's first in 175-year history. Best part of this story is the Trump supporters and bots threatening to cancel their subscriptions. As if they had ever read the magazine in the first place. Yeah, I'm totally canceling my subscription to, what's the name again? Scientism America. Yeah, that one. Christian Science Monitor in shambles amid inexplicable subscriber exodus. Ha, my great-grandmother was a Christian Scientist. I once got my thumb pricked by a cactus. She read every verse about my hands and pain. In the end, my thumb still hurt. It is true that Christian Science Monitor was created by Mary Baker Eddy, who was also the founder of the Church of Christ. Scientists. So, Christian Scientists and the Monitor have the same origin. But, strangely enough, it actually is a well-respected publication that has won multiple Pulitzer Prizes. It is known for being strictly factual and unbiased. The only hints of its origins are its name and the fact that it has a single religious article at the end of each publication. I believe the church still owns it as well, but they are mostly hands-off. Thank goodness Joe Biden endorses a Scientific America. You're watching the RNEWS show. From r/politics, Oregon State Senator who stopped climate change vote loses home to wildfire. Please respect, and I know you do, the difference of opinion out here as it relates to this fundamental issue, to climate change. Climate change isn't a freaking opinion. It's an empirically supported phenomenon, and one that doesn't fit well with the emotionally satisfying alternate reality that these sleaze fricks live in. Opinions relevant to climate change. Should we help islands that will soon disappear? Should we help forests that are burning and will disappear houses? Should we help coastal cities who will face extreme hurricanes? Should we help floodplain settlements who will face additional flooding? Should we reduce fossil fuel consumption to reduce more extremely catastrophic weather events? I would not call those opinions either. I would call those moral obligations. But I do see the point you're making. Herman Cain should tweet him with congratulations on this display of epic self-denial. Herman Cain's family using his Twitter to tell us that the virus that killed Herman Cain isn't dangerous is one of the most surreal Black Mirror real-life moments I've seen yet. Actually, can we coin this a Herman Cain, i.e., being killed or otherwise harmed by something you deny exist? Depending on how extreme the harm is, we can break it down into categories. I'd rate this one a Category 3 Herman Cain. He should have been out there raking the forest. And that's where we're going to end today's show. But if you like what you saw, leave a like, and if you want to see more of the RNEWS show, hit that subscribe button. As always, this has been the RNEWS show and I'll see you tomorrow.